Lord, more like you. I wanna be more like you. Every day, Lord, more like you. I wanna be someone you shine through. Lord, more like you. I wanna be more like you. Every day, Lord, more like you. I wanna be someone you shine through. Lord, more like you. I wanna be more like you. Every day, Lord, more like you. I wanna be someone you shine through. Lord, and all more like you. And all the world will see it's you that shine across the world. And though I may fall down, you pick me up. Shine across the world. And all the world will see it's you that shine across the world. And though I may fall down, you pick me up. Shine across the world.
Every time I look to you, I see the world differently because of you. I am free. And every time I look to you, I see the world differently because of you. I am free. 'Cause even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. 'Cause even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. I am free. I know your love watches over me to guide me in my everyday because of you. I am free. I know your love watches over me to guide me in my everyday because of you. I am free. Yeah. Even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. 'Cause even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. I am free. Every time I look to you, I see the world differently because of you. I am free. And every time I look to you, I see the world differently because of you. I am free. Yeah. Even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. Even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am free.
Welcome to the Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions podcast with Brent Bailey. And at the tech booth, Jody Cook Bailey and Luke Cardio. We are growing our circles of connections and knowledge together with encouraging conversations and positive communications. And now, Brent Bailey.
It's Friday. Welcome to Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions. And it's season 3. We're moving right along. And man, I can't believe that January is coming to a close already. We've wrapped up the first month, and it's hard to believe that in 2 days it's going to be February. But it is. It's coming right around the corner. Maybe 3 days, I guess. 2 days.
Yeah.
30th, 31st, 1st. Yeah, it's coming. So anyway, I'm joined over at the tech booth right now by Jody and by Luke. And guys, well, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We have got a great show planned for you today. It is
do.
part 3 of our series of shows that we're doing with Dr. Increase, Bob Harrison, as he's talking about how to make 2021 your year of fresh increase.
Yes.
We're going to talk about his event that's coming up in Hawaii, and you don't want to miss out what he's got to say. So it's going to be a good show today.
Gonna be good.
All right. I know that it's Friday. What are your plans for the weekend? What do you got going on? If you got big plans tonight, depending on probably where you are,
Right.
There's a lot of folks that can't go out and be doing a whole lot.
Yeah.
But
Which
there are.
Which makes me think that Bob's conference is going to do really well. I mean, everybody's
People are ready to get out.
Feel ready to get
They're
out.
ready to go
What better
somewhere.
place
Yeah.
to go than Hawaii?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. I do know that there are a lot of places that are starting to loosen up the restrictions and let people get out. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't exercise some wisdom
Right.
and some caution. Don't be running up and hugging everybody, and just use some caution. As 3 of us who have overcome COVID, it is something that you don't want to wish it on anybody.
No, you don't.
So I would just encourage you, use your wisdom, especially if those of you who are in states where they're starting to loosen up the restrictions to let you get out and get moving.
Right.
Do your due diligence to keep safe.
Keep your
Wash your
masks
hands.
on.
Can you believe that we have to say that?
I know.
You really need to wash your hands.
Right.
I just thought everybody kind of already did, except for my children.
Right. And even they've been washing their hands.
And they
more
have,
than-
yeah, they have. So
Yeah. So, well, if you happen to be in a state where you need to stay home over the weekend, everybody does look forward to going out and doing stuff on the weekends. But we've got some suggestions for you based on the national days today. So, first one is Corn Chip Day.
woohoo!
Okay. So, I would say get those corn chips out.
Yeah.
Whether it's Fritos or
just,
any
you know,
kind
nachos or-
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And make a
Gorge
great-
on those things.
Yeah, you're allowed to. It's Friday. It's Corn Chip Day. And make yourself some dips.
Yeah.
Guacamole
Some Rotel,
good
Ooh,
stuff.
yeah, salsa.
Yeah.
Come on, I just all the way around.
I
It's
mean,
good.
Frito
This
chili
is-
pie.
We had some first. It was the first of the year we had chips and salsa. The
We
other night.
did, yeah.
First time all year. We've been trying to do
Right.
low
Let's
carb.
try to be
and
good, and then we were just like, hey, tonight let's just
Let's
caution
do it.
the wind.
And we did. And
And
it was
because
so good.
that is our go-to junk food is chips and salsa.
It's like
Totally.
a.
I mean,
it's like
in our house,
It's kryptonite.
it really is.
Like if you got that near me, it's like
Yeah, and it'll go quickly.
Must
If we're going
resist.
to be eating it,
yeah.
2 or 3 bags in our house go pretty fast
right.
because, that's better than other stuff. But anyway, let's.
So
move
what
on
are your
from that.
favorite kind of corn chips? What are they? Let us know right down below in the comments as you're clicking the share button. What is your favorite kind of corn chips? Fritos, Tostitos, generic?
Right.
Do you have something that's regional, only in your area?
Flavored Fritos.
Flavored, yeah.
chili.
The chili or the ranch or
Right.
whatever? Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
But as you are staying home and partaking in Corn Chip Day, have some family time. Grab a puzzle and start putting a puzzle together. Hey, you make that kind of a face, but we've had many nights where we've done board games. And that's fun. And we
Yes.
just haven't done puzzles.
And there's a reason for that. Because neither one of our kids have the patience to do a puzzle.
And I don't think you do either.
I've worked puzzles before. I mean, sitting on my desk right here, I have a
Oh, man.
Rubik's
Yeah,
Cube.
exactly.
I have a family Rubik's Cube with all of our pictures and stuff on it.
Yes.
You know, and if you notice, they're all set.
Yeah, they are.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm a puzzle person. I like puzzles,
Yeah.
but I don't. If it's at my house, I'm not gonna do it. I remember
It'll just sit
I was
on the
dating
shelf.
this girl, and we started a puzzle together, and we broke up. We never even finished the puzzle.
Oh, how sad.
Well, okay. So when you do a puzzle, do you do the outside edges
Oh,
first
yeah,
and then fill in the middle?
You
yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the joke about the blonde that bought a puzzle and she called for her friend and she was distraught and she came over and she said, "What's wrong?" What's wrong? She said, "I bought a puzzle of a tiger and I've been working on it for 3 or 4 days and I can't find one piece." So when her friend came over, she said, "Let's put the Frosted Flakes back in the box."
Yes. Yes, I've heard
Pretty
that.
good.
So with that, there are apps.
Was that
with
you,
puzzle
Jody?
games.
No, it
No,
wasn't.
it
It
was not
wasn't.
me.
Joe.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
We were
well,
awful.
Anyway.
There are apps. Go ahead.
Yes,
You were
'cause
saying.
I have an app that's a puzzle app. And I got bored with it because I just kept getting them all right. So there's that.
Oh,
Wow.
you're too
You-
smart.
You are so smart. So
Jody's
so-
smarter than a phone.
Exactly. A phone app.
most people think, smartphone, smart TV. I have a smart wife.
Yes.
Sometimes. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. So
anyway.
in the last day, national holiday today, or what? I don't know.
It's called National Bigwig Day. Now, that does not mean go get yourself a wig, a big wig to put on your head.
That's right.
Actually, we're talking about people who make a positive impact in the world around them. So, when we talk about big wigs, it's kind of like a title for a CEO. So I have
Someone
a
that's
company,
important.
Somebody that's important. But we can all, the day is encouraging everybody to do something important and make some kind of a positive move in your life.
Become a bigwig.
Become a
You know where
bigwig.
that
Start
came from,
thinking-
right? You know that
Tell us.
because they would wear their wigs back in colonial days and
Yes.
back in when we were still part of the British Empire.
Right.
The wigs that they would wear symbolized their status. So when people had a big one, they were usually wealthy, very influential,
Right.
because they could spend more money on it.
Uh-huh.
So that's where the term bigwigs came
Got
from.
it. Well, that's interesting.
Influential, lots of resources. The thing about it is most people have more resources than they know.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to help by having people like Dr. Increase on, to get you to
Yeah.
recognize the resources and the influence that you have on the world around you. So be a bigwig today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get out there and make it happen. So
Yes. That's a good one.
it is a good one.
Yep.
All right. So as we go into the weekend, I know I asked, but I want to see it in the comments below. As you're clicking the share button, let us know, what are your plans this weekend. I'm going to go out with my family. I'm going to stay at home. We're going to, have a bonfire, whatever it is
Put
you're going to do.
together
Let us
puzzles.
put together puzzles. Let us know what your plans are for the weekend. And as we start to turn the corner, we're going into February next week.
We are.
That gets us close to Valentine's Day.
Yes, it does.
And so
Start thinking.
yep,
guys.
start getting it in
and
your
girls.
Yeah, guys, don't just go to Walmart and get a candle.
easy over there. Easy. We'll share that story one day. One day we'll share that story with you. So anyway, listen, we got a great show planned for you today. I am so excited to have had him here for the last two. This one is going to be equally as good because he brings such insight and such wisdom into our lives. And I know that 2020 was such a horrible year for everybody. It's really exciting to have somebody like Dr. Increase
Yeah.
here to bring us. I got to meet him because of my lovely wife. She worked for him for years, knew him since she was
Many
born,
years.
and now he's of course married to Jody's mom. His first wife Cindy passed away from cancer sometime around 2000 and around 2000 2001, and we've been able to be so fortunate to go to his events, to work at his events, and to have that spirit of increase upon us. So let's jump into part 3 today with Dr. Increase as we expand your search. Our guest today is here for part 3 of 3 shows that have just been so far absolutely impactful, and we're looking at making 2021 a year of fresh increase for you. I'm so pleased to have my father-in-law and a great friend and mentor, and also a speaker, author, motivational coach. He's just kind of the whole package. And I'd love for you to please welcome for part 3 today, Dr. Increase, Bob Harrison, everybody. Hey, Bob, welcome back.
Good to be back with you. You know, it was an honor to be the first guest of the year, but now to be able to do it 3 times in a row.
Yeah, and you
Wow.
started season 3, so see three times for season 3.
Three times, yeah. Trinity.
Yeah, there it is.
There's power in 3.
So Bob, you're out there in California. Before we jump into it today, it's just, I'm sure it's a beautiful day there today. What's the mood and stuff around La Quinta where you live? Everybody feeling good? And
Yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, some aren't, because we don't have restaurants for service here yet, neither indoor or outdoor, and so it's basically takeout. Now, really, but a couple of them thought really innovative. We actually had dinner last Friday night at the La Quinta Resort, which is right near our home here at the Country Club. And the way they got around it, I don't say get around it, but the way they are taking care of people and still abiding by the law is they have hotel guests. So you have to have room service if you have hotel guests. And so they said, okay, well, if you're a hotel guest and you want to, you can sit at the plaza with the fountains and the waterfalls, and you can eat your room service meal around the fountains at the tables that are there. And we're going to have live music there if you want to do it. And so they were packed with people getting room service and then sitting at the tables eating their dinner.
What a brilliant idea, though. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, I said, what an increased idea.
Yeah.
They abide by the law. Yet
they did what they were
they're able
supposed to
take care of
do.
the people. So we went out to dinner with the carpenters there last Friday
Oh, that's
night.
so awesome. So awesome. Well, Bob, as we've been looking at different things, strategies of how to make 2021 a year of fresh increase. And with this being our last show of these 3, obviously not the last time you're going to be on, but we just have been looking at different things that can help set 2021 up to be that for you. And one of the things that I know about you and really a lot of the folks that you run with is that generosity really does play a big role in that, and not just the receiving side of it. I'm talking about actually doing something and giving something and blessing to somebody else. How big of a role is generosity in setting yourself up for increase?
I feel it's a key role because one of the mindset decisions that a generous person goes through is they come to the realization and the determination that they're not going to live their life based on self-accumulation, that they're going to live their life based upon trying to be a blessing. And when that mindset takes a hold of us, not only do we bless people around us, but we actually become happier and more content, because our life then has a purpose that is greater than just accumulation. We realize that when we wake up in the morning, our generosity is making a difference in the lives of other people. And so there's a fresh purpose that comes into life to the generous person. And I think, one of the struggles that people fight is that they think of money from a natural standpoint. Like, if I give $100 in the offering, or if I give $100 to help somebody, that I have $100 less, but I do it because I care. I do it because I'm out of legalistic, but I'm thinking in terms I'm going to have less. So we're always fighting, I'm going to have less. But if we get the thinking of a farmer or a grower, they don't get upset when they put seed in the ground. They say, oh, I have less seed now. What am I going to do? No, they realize that the seed that they place in the ground is going to produce a future harvest that is going to be far greater than the seed they let go of. And I think when a person gets a hold of that, it really enables them to be generous, because they realize part of what I'm letting go of is going to produce a greater harvest in the future. So I'm now letting go of something now so that I can have more in the future. And out of the more in the future, I can be a greater blessing.
Now, you say that, and it's not just in theory. This is something that you're walking out, that you said in, I believe it was our first show, that your ministry and the Increase message has actually had the best year it's had, and that's part of the reason.
Yeah, it's really, it doesn't make sense, that I've had very few meetings since last March, where we were traveling almost every weekend and doing meetings, and yet our income in our ministry is higher than it was last year.
Wow.
But it's because our people got a hold of what we're sharing with you, and they stuck with us in support, because they realized that our message was so important, particularly in a negative season. And when things are negative, you need the message of increase even more.
Yeah.
And they caught that vision. But also it's because we've continued to be givers. And I think that's the key. In life, you do not get what you want. In life, you produce what you are, and you get what you are. And so when I become a generous person, I believe it sets up a law of reciprocal things happening in my life. And so givers become people that are receivers. It's like if I blow out air, fresh air is going to come in. And that's a part of the way I look at it. Money. I don't see that when I give, it causes me to have less. In our teaching, I have this illustration I use, and it's about a couple. They decide to get married. And the reason they get married is that they're in love. So they say, I'm so in love, I give you all my love, honey. And they walk down the aisle and they get married. Well, months later or years later, she says, honey, we're going to have a baby. And he says, oh, that's really exciting. Well, they don't have to have a meeting to decide how much of the love that they have for each other that they're going to give to the baby. When that baby comes, the baby gets all their love, but they still have this love for themselves. The love field gets bigger. Now, if she finds out she's going to have a second child, they don't have to say to the first child, listen, honey, I'm so sorry, but there's another one coming along. So we're going to have to cut your love in half and give half the love to the new baby. No, the love field gets bigger. Both babies get all their love and they have all their love. So I look at money the same way. When I become a giver, my pie's getting bigger and I'm becoming a greater blessing. I'm not living with less. I'm living with more because I'm thinking increase and believing that in my life and with my money.
Folks, I've watched Doc do that in numerous places. I know he's gone overseas and ministered to thousands of people there, and really on his own dime, just to be generous with this message. Bob, as people start to maybe grasp that, and that negative impulse comes back, how are you keeping it at bay for all these years when I know that the temptation comes? I got to figure out how to fix this, and we talked about defense, but it's when it comes in a negative way to hold on to everything you have. How do you combat that?
Well, I think the key is it's for me it's my belief system now. When something comes to our belief system, it's our operating system.
Okay, let's talk about that, because I know that story of how you changed your belief system, but many of my listeners probably don't. Talk just a little bit about that.
Well, when I was introduced by a multimillionaire businessman years ago to make the Bible the absolute authority of my life, I began to study the scriptures, and I realized the importance of generosity and giving as part of that. And so I began to write down scriptures, not just on giving, but on increase and abundance and God's blessings on 3x5 cards. And I'm carrying it around with me, and I would quote them out loud and memorize them, because I recognized that the real me was not the conscious mind. The real me was my subconscious, my instinctive reactions. And so I had to change my belief system. And the only two ways we can effectively change a belief system is through emotional implantation, which is a significant emotional event taking place that changes our beliefs, or repetition. And so over a period of time, through repetitively putting those verses down inside of me, they became the operating system of my life and the way I thought, the way I operated. And the Bible clearly says that the liberal person shall be made rich. By watering others, they water themselves. And God blesses the liberal person. I truly believe that there is a blessing on the person who is focused on being a blessing to other people. But not just that, Brent. Sometimes our giving can cause breakthroughs in our life. And that's why I believe it is so important that we continue to give and plant seeds in the negative seasons. Years ago, Chrysler was on the verge of going bankrupt. They had I think it was like 100,000 unsold cars sitting in inventory in football fields in Detroit. Dealers were going under. They went to the government to say, we need to get a loan or we're not going to survive. We'll put up our factories as collateral for the loan. You need to help us. And a reporter interviewed the president of Chrysler at the time, a man named Lee Iacocca. And he said, I see you say you're out of money and you're asking for loans and you're desperate, but we just found out you have $750 million or $250 million, I forget what it was, sitting in a bank account. He said, how can you say you're out of money when you have that money sitting there? He said, that's the money we need to develop a minivan. The minivan is Chrysler's future. And then Lee Iacocca made this statement. He said, if you eat your seed, you have no future.
Whoa.
And I thought, what a powerful statement from a secular businessman. If you eat your seed, you have no future. So I'm continually planting seed and telling our partners to do the same. But by the same token, sometimes we do something in the giving arena and it causes a breakthrough in our lives. A quick story. Sharon and I decided we wanted to upgrade our Mercedes, and one of our partners was a Mercedes dealer. And he said, if you come to the auction with me next month, Mercedes is selling 350 of their off-lease vehicles, and I'll just buy one for you. So we go up to the auction and we pick out the cars we want to do. There was only like 6 of them that I was going to bid on, low mileage, black, the 500 model, whatever. And so I'm waiting for the next car to come up, and I get a phone call, and it's my friend and partner, Mark Carpenter. And Mark says, hey, Bob. He said, do you have a minute to talk? And I said, yes. He said, I'm getting Linda, that's his wife, a used low mileage Mercedes for a second car. He said, and I found one last night at a dealer here for $73,000. He said, do you think that's a good price? And I said, well, that's not a bad price, Mark, but I'm at an auction and they're selling here for 52 to 55. He said, could you buy me one? I said, sure. I said, what do you want? He said, I want a silver metallic with a moonroof with under 20,000 miles. I said, Mark, it's right in front of me right now. I'm looking at it. They're bidding on it right now. Do you want me to buy it for you? He said, yes. I raised my hand. I bought Mark a car and I saved him $20,000. Now, that's a side story in divine timing, but here's the rest of the story. Later, I found out that the week before, there was a missionary at Mark's church that had built a big facility in Zimbabwe. They paid for their building, but they didn't have any money for chairs. And they did a special offering, and Mark and Linda that night gave $20,000 for chairs for that church. And a week later, I saved them $20,000 on a Mercedes.
Wow.
And I believe that's the way God operates. You know, when we release our finances, it's coming back to us. It's not out of our life. It's coming back to us as a harvest. And so, as I shared in the earlier program, if we want to be successful this next year, we've got to think defense, but also we've got to think positive and believe God's blessings and continue to keep ourselves empowered. But also we have to be givers and make a decision that we are going to be a blessing. And that's why God is going to bless us.
Amen. Bob, before we let you go, we got about a minute and a half. Can you pray over the audience that has sat through these 3 wonderful episodes where you're just really painting that picture for 2021 to be a year of increase? Can you pray over them real quick?
Yeah. And I just want to say first, you know, that in spite of what happens around you, God can supernaturally bless you. All you need is one idea. All you need is one strategy. All you need is one person, and God can take you to another level. And so we're going to pray for that. Father, I just pray right now. I pray for each one that is watching this program. Lord, that this year will be a year of increase, not just natural increase, but a year of divine increase. And Father, I call in the unexpected into their life, the unexpected strategy, the idea, the person that's going to cause them to experience a blessing. And we declare this is going to be a year of receiving a blessing, but a year of being a blessing greater than ever before. And we thank you for that. Amen.
Amen. Bob, thank you so much for these 3 powerful days. We love you guys so much. And I guess the next time we'll see you, if we don't see you here or there, we'll see you
in Hawaii. Looking forward to our increase event there coming up. It's going to be wonderful. Yes, and the leaders gathered together, and just going to be a tremendous time. Look forward to seeing you there, if not before.
All right. Folks, that's Dr. Increase, Bob Harrison. Now, you know why I had him on the show to start off season 3, to get your 2021 ready for increase. All right, let's take a moment and stop for directions. Generosity is something that crosses every socioeconomic line. It crosses every race, every color, every creed, every doctrine, every nationality. Generosity is something that makes a difference in every single person who practices it every time. And you know, it's not because it's an accident, but because the Lord actually designed it that way. He said in Psalms chapter 41, verses 1 through 3, he said, "Blessed is the one who considers the poor. In the day of trouble, the Lord delivers him. The Lord protects him and keeps him alive. He is called blessed in the land. You do not give him up to the will of his enemies. The Lord sustains him upon his sickbed. In his illness, you restore him to full health." Now, there are several areas of life right there that God promises generosity can change your life. In this time, in this season, in this political climate, in this year, don't just take for yourself. Don't just look and say, what has the world done for me? Start asking yourself, what can I do for somebody in need? What can I do for the person down the street who needs help? What can I do for the person in my neighborhood who has a financial need? What can I do for somebody who's fighting COVID? What can I do to be a blessing in someone else's life? Because when you become the blessing, you open yourself up for the breakthrough. And that's a promise that God gave us. My thanks again to Dr. Increase, who came and did just a great job for these last 3 days. And I'm so excited to see him in Hawaii for his conference. I can't wait to get there. That's going to wrap it up for the show today. I want to thank Jody and Luke for another great program. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Your viewership means so much to us. We love you. We appreciate you. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. I hope you found what you were looking for as you took the time today to expand your search and stop for directions. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for joining us today. Connect with us on @ExpandingYourSearch on Facebook and Instagram, and @ExpandingSearch on Twitter. Relive any of our episodes on YouTube. We are available wherever podcasts are found, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. You can also download the Direction Ministries app on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Take some time today to expand your search and stop for directions.